You are now in the flood zone.
Hey, you're in the flood zone. We are so glad you came to listen to us talk and babble about everything, because that's what we do.
That's what we do. No, that's what he does.
Well, you got to learn how to live life and make sure that life is enjoyable. Because if you don't, what is life worth living?
What is life worth living? Or what is life worth living?
I don't know what I just said.
I don't either. But we'll just go ahead and
That's why I got God in my
get
life.
started, because today we're talking about how to say
no.
No. Can I? No. Can you? No. How do? No. Can we? No. How much? No. And I?
So,
no.
Anybody that has kids, you know how to say no.
The whistles go woo.
I guess some of y'all do.
Well, let's go back. So yeah, if you have kids, you do know how to say no and some things, but sometimes it's easier to say no to people that are close to you, and a little bit more difficult to say no to people that you don't know, or that you want to look at you in a different light.
I think that depends on the person, because some people can say no to the family and always want to please the customer.
That's exactly what I just said.
Is that what you just said? Well,
Let me drive the boat.
People will, the reason I say I think it's easier to say no to people that you know or that you're close to is because you know them and you feel like, well, they're still going to like me after I say this no, or they're still going to love me after I say no, or they're still going to hang out with me after I say no. But you don't know the same thing with someone who is, say, a customer or someone who is new to knowing you or anything like that, because you don't have any history with them.
Yeah, sometimes, it's hard for me to tell a customer no sometimes. It is. Because, number one, I know they're going to pay me for my service, but for me, it's about the reputation
And modern problems require modern solutions.
The reputation that, hey, you don't know what you're doing. That's what gets me.
Well, me on the other hand, I don't have an issue with saying no or saying that we cannot do something.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, I will admit that I did feel some kind of way with saying, oh, well, no, we can't do that, or no, we've never done that before. But now, and that was something that I had to learn how to do. To me, it's not something that just comes easy. I don't really like a lot of confrontation. So if I can eliminate that, then I will. But the thing about it is, I've gotten to the point and dealt with enough customers to know that you have to be able to create a boundary and set a limit to certain things.
That's true.
And now you hear a lot of people saying you need to niche down into what it is that you really want to do so that you can perfect that. And
wait a minute, what is that word again?
Niche.
Okay. I thought
it's not niche. Okay.
For years, I've been called. I said, yeah, I got to find my niche.
I got to find my niche. Now, I have heard people say find my niche. I don't know.
I think 2020 has brought that word out, niche. Maybe it sounds more French. Or
meat.
I don't know. But
foreign or something, I don't know.
Anyway, back to it.
Anyway, I call it niche.
You call it what?
Niche. I said
you call it niche.
I was trying to, I guess, blend the two words.
Right.
Anyway.
So, really focus in and hone in on what it is that you're good at, what your wheelhouse is, so that you can perfect your workflow. With any customer that comes in that says, hey, I want to order, and I'll just use for us, for example, t-shirts. While we specialize in t-shirts, screen printing and embroidery and wide format printing, we can do sublimation, and we do sublimation on some things. But then we have customers who want sublimation on things that we don't do, like full sublimation on t-shirts. We just don't do it. That's not something that we want to do. We don't have the equipment for it. So if someone comes in and says, hey, I want a full sublimated t-shirt, yes, we can do it, but no, we don't offer that here.
Because, what happens is you overpromise. And then when you overpromise and you really can't do it, or it's not your specialty, it becomes a headache.
It becomes a headache.
And then,
and then it becomes a mess sometimes. And you end up on a job that maybe should have taken you 10 or 15 minutes. You have spent 2 and 3 hours. And it cost you in the end versus you making a quick $50.
My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
And at the end of the whole transition, you figure that it was not worth me spending 2 weeks trying to get this thing done, and only probably in the negative.
Yeah, because it ends up costing you versus, it working out for you. To put you ahead a little bit, it actually puts you behind.
Way behind. And we've done that before.
Yep.
And we got to a point to where, we was like, oh, anybody that come through, whatever. I mean, cutting
we were
grass,
taking any job.
Digging ditches,
No, we wasn't doing all that. But pretty much, and I didn't understand it at first. We were like, man, any job that walks through that door, we're going to take it. But what we started to realize is, yeah, we can take any job that walks through the door, but will any job that walks through the door benefit us?
Right.
And what it is we want to do?
That's a great idea.
And so then I started.
And then you find your niche. I'm just saying.
So then I started looking at the jobs that did come through the door and saying, you know what? I think this would be a good fit for us. So we had to select which customers we felt like would be good customers for us.
And so that way you learn how to say no.
Right.
I can't do that, or that's not what we specialize in. And even sometimes the customers say, well, I know you can do it. Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. And then, like you say, you go into all that whole spiel of, why did I take this job? And, you don't want to have a bad name. So the best thing is to do, if you know somebody that can specialize in what they're trying to get, it's better to just
refer them to someone else.
Yes. You keep your name, you keep your patience, you keep all your cuss words that you're going to say because, you got stuff wrong and all that good stuff. And
or, even sometimes you can play the middleman and take the job and then outsource it to someone else. But in that outsource, you have to be careful as well, because they're still looking at it as you did this for us. So they came to Flooded Screen Prints or Flooded to get t-shirts printed. We said we're going to outsource this to another company. We outsourced it to the other company. The other company drops the ball, but the other company isn't seen. Flooded is seen. Right. So it looks as Flooded has dropped the ball. And so you have to be careful in that as well. You just have to, whoever you decide to do work with, be able to trust that person to make sure your name looks good as well.
That's right. Because, your name is on the line. Every day you say that you're open, or every day that you say, hey, I can do this service, or that I'm available, your name is on the line. And your name, a good name is rather to be had than a whole bunch of riches.
Now somebody want to start quoting scripture every other minute now. We're not preaching.
No, we're not taking offerings or anything. But who? I don't care about the mistakes, hitting the button, lighting. A lot of y'all looking at us saying, "Oh man, it's out of."
Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that but you. Nobody has said that but you.
I'm having a good time.
We're in the flood zone. End it. Boom. And know how to say no is on ourself. Like for me personally, on my cell phone, I have the business ring too.
I said, hold on. I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
To
I don't know.
Did you just pick your nose?
Oh,
I
She
got
was
you on
all up in
camera.
there. Her whole fist
I
was.
scratched it.
And now
Scratching
you're
her
rubbing
brain.
it. You're rolling in your finger. Oh my
scratched
God. Hey.
I scratched it.
On camera. See, this is why we show everything. Because, I mean, the whole thing about it is that, look, we're human. And our kids are unhuman.
Sometimes you keep promises and then you be like, oh, I forgot. Oh, sorry.
Okay, mute her mic.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. Uh-oh, here comes another. And another one.
No.
And another one.
No, it's another one. Leave me alone.
No, where's your shoes?
I just took them off.
Okay,
Ew.
like, y'all, we are in.
We're in the middle of recording.
Okay.
Okay.
Your point?
Okay, get out. All right, y'all, get out.
This
Both
is
of
the
you.
flood,
Zay, too,
right?
go.
I'm talking about the flood that comes in to
Zay,
try to overtake
go.
you.
Zion, put your shoes on.
Yeah. We're getting ready to go home in a few
Yeah,
minutes.
we can ready to go home.
I know it's 12 o'clock at night and nothing's open.
Watch where you going, please.
And y'all,
7.
5. Close the door, please. We'll be done shortly.
and tell Ocean to stop all that. Anyway, what were we talking about?